Welcome back to the channel Coinstar, where we uncover the hidden treasures lurking in your pocket change. Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating coin that has been making waves in the numismatic world, the 1983 D Lincoln cent. This is no ordinary penny. It holds a history as rich as its potential value. Imagine having a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or even more, just lying around unnoticed. Stick with me until the end because we will break down its history, its rare errors, the most valuable specimens, and what makes some of these 1983 D cents worth staggering amounts of money. History of the 1983 D Lincoln cent. The 1983 D Lincoln cent is a vital part of the Lincoln penny series, a series that has been in circulation for over a century. This specific coin was minted in Denver, which can be identified by the small D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse of the coin. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Before Lincoln, American coinage primarily featured Lady Liberty. Over the years, the design has undergone a few changes, but the iconic portrait of Lincoln by Victor David Brenner remains dominant on the obverse. By 1983, the U.S. Mint had already made a significant transition in the composition of the penny. Prior to 1982, Lincoln cents were made of 95% copper, but rising copper prices forced the U.S. Mint to switch to a copper-plated zinc composition. The 1983 D Lincoln cent falls under this newer composition, consisting of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. Despite this change, the coin was still widely used, and billions were produced. However, what makes this coin stand out is the presence of rare errors and valuable variations that have led some of them to be worth small fortunes. The rarity and valuable varieties. While the 1983 D Lincoln cent was minted in huge numbers, over 6.4 billion coins, certain unique variations make some of them significantly more valuable than their face value. The most notable and sought-after variety is the 1983 double die reverse, DDR. This error occurs when the reverse die used in the minting process was accidentally struck with a misaligned impression, leading to doubled letters and design elements. If you have a 1983 D Lincoln cent, carefully examine the reverse, particularly the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. If you notice a distinct doubling effect, you could be holding a coin worth a substantial amount of money. Another significant error type is the off-center strike. If you find a 1983 D cent where the design is misaligned or off-center by a significant degree, it could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the misalignment and the coin's condition. Additionally, some 1983 D Lincoln cents have been discovered with a transitional error, struck on a copper planchet instead of the standard zinc composition. If you suspect your coin might be one of these rare finds, you can check by weighing it. A standard 1983 D cent should weigh about 2.5 grams, while the older copper version weighs around 3.1 grams. If your 1983 D penny is heavier than 2.5 grams, you might be in possession of a rare transitional error coin, potentially worth thousands. Current market value and record prices. The value of the 1983 D Lincoln cent can range from just a few cents to staggering amounts depending on its condition, errors, and uniqueness. In general, a regular 1983 D penny in circulated condition is worth face value. However, if the coin is in uncirculated condition, with no wear and maintaining its original luster, it can sell for a few dollars to collectors. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in high mint state, MS67 or higher, have fetched between $200 to $1,000 at auctions. The real excitement begins with the rare error varieties. The famous 1983 double die reverse has been known to sell for anywhere from $200 to over $5,000, depending on its grade. If you have an extremely well-preserved specimen with a strong doubling effect, it could command even higher prices. For off-center strikes, prices vary greatly. A minor off-center error may be worth around $50 to $100, while a dramatic misalignment of 50% or more can fetch upwards of $1,000. The holy grail among 1983 Lincoln cents is the copper planchet error, which can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. A confirmed 1983 copper penny, graded in top condition, could easily command over $20,000 at auction point. One of the highest recorded auction sales of a 1983 Lincoln cent was for a doubled die reverse variety in impeccable condition, selling for over $15,000. With a market value of up to $244 for common high-grade examples, and rare errors fetching thousands, this coin is one that every collector and casual change searcher should keep an eye out for. How to check your 1983 penny. If you suspect you have a valuable 1983 Lincoln cent, follow these steps. Examine the reverse. Look for any doubling on the letters of United States of America, 1 cent, and E pluribus unum. Check for off-center strikes. If the design is shifted significantly, it could be worth a premium. Weigh the coin. Use a precise scale to determine if you have the rare copper transitional error. Check the coin's condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins with full luster and no scratches fetch top dollar. Get a professional grading. If you believe you have an extraordinary coin, sending it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading can significantly increase its value in the market. Conclusion: the 1983 Lincoln cent is proof that even a small penny can be worth a fortune under the right circumstances. While most of these coins remain common pocket change, rare varieties and errors can turn them into valuable collector's items. Whether you are a serious collector, a casual coin hunter, or someone who just enjoys checking their spare change for hidden treasures, always take a second look at your 1983 pennies. Who knows? You might just have a small fortune sitting right under your nose. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting numismatic discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting, rare finds, and the hidden treasures that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Today, we have an extraordinary story about the 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin, a piece of American history that has captured the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. This coin, though often overlooked in everyday transactions, holds incredible historical significance, intriguing varieties, and a jaw-dropping potential worth in today's market. If you happen to come across this penny, you might just be holding on to something worth far more than a mere cent. In fact, some rare versions of this coin have fetched astounding prices in auctions and private sales, with one reaching an incredible market value of $484,000. That's right, a single 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin has been valued at nearly $500,000, and today, we're going to unravel the mystery behind it. The history of the 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny, was minted by the United States Mint during an era of significant transitions in coinage. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. However, in 1959, the U.S. Mint replaced the wheat design with an image of the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1984 penny follows the standard design that was in circulation from 1959 to 2008. The obverse side still bears the recognizable profile of President Lincoln, while the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This version of the penny was struck primarily in copper-plated zinc, as the United States had transitioned away from the earlier 95% copper composition in 1982 to reduce production costs. Despite being a common coin in circulation, the 1984 Lincoln cent holds immense value for collectors due to its historical background, unique errors, and scarce high-grade specimens that exist today. Understanding these details is crucial for anyone looking to discover the true worth of their 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin. The rare varieties and errors of the 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin. The true allure of the 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin lies in its rare varieties and minting errors, which make it a highly sought-after piece among collectors. One of the most famous and valuable errors associated with this penny is the 1984 doubled die obverse (DDO) variety. The doubled die obverse error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling of certain elements on the obverse side. In the case of the 1984 penny, the doubling is most apparent in Lincoln's ear, giving it a distinctive double ear effect. This error was a result of a misalignment during the die production process at the U.S. Mint, making these coins incredibly rare and desirable. High-grade examples of the 1984 doubled die obverse penny have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. A pristine, mint-state example graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can command substantial prices, often reaching well over $10,000. This error is a key factor in why some 1984 pennies are worth significantly more than face value. Market value and circulating rarity. The current market value of the 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin varies depending on its condition, mint mark, and any errors it might exhibit. A standard circulated 1984 penny without errors is typically worth around its face value, but uncirculated specimens in pristine condition can be valued between $5 and $50. However, the true potential of this coin lies in its rare error varieties. The 1984 double die obverse penny, depending on its grade, has been known to sell for anywhere between $500 to over $10,000 in auctions. In some extreme cases, highly sought-after specimens with exceptional preservation and clear doubling effects have reached prices as high as $484,000 in private sales and collectors' markets. Collectors and investors continuously seek out high-grade examples of this coin, knowing that its value will likely appreciate over time. The demand for error coins, especially those with strong doubling, has been growing, making this penny a lucrative find for those who are lucky enough to possess one. What to look for in a valuable 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin? If you're interested in determining whether your 1984 penny is worth more than just a cent, here are some key factors to check. Check for the doubled die obverse error. Look closely at Lincoln's ear. If you notice a distinct doubling, you may have a valuable variety. Examine the coin's condition. Coins with minimal wear and high mint state grades, MS65 and above, hold the highest value. Get the coin professionally graded if you suspect your penny is a rare variety. Sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can help authenticate its rarity and assign a grade that determines its market value. Look for mint luster and strong details. Coins with sharp strikes, bright luster, and clear details tend to fetch higher prices. Keep an eye on auction prices. The numismatic market fluctuates, and staying informed about recent auction sales can give you a sense of how much your coin might be worth. Conclusion: the 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin may seem like an ordinary penny, but its potential worth is anything but ordinary. With its rich historical background, intriguing minting errors, and exceptional high-grade specimens, this coin has become a prized possession for collectors worldwide. If you have a 1984 penny in your collection, be sure to examine it closely. You might just be holding on to a rare treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, the thrill of discovering rare coins like the 1984 Lincoln cent is what makes this hobby so exciting. Be sure to check your pocket change, look through your old coin collections, and keep an eye out for those hidden gems that could turn out to be worth a fortune. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest coin discoveries. Share this video with fellow collectors and comment below if you've ever come across a rare or valuable coin in your collection. Happy collecting, and may your next find be a truly priceless one. Another exciting deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating history, immense value, and jaw-dropping worth of the 1985 Liberty 1-cent coin. This is not just an ordinary penny. This is a coin that has captivated collectors and enthusiasts alike, with some variations reaching staggering prices in the market. If you happen to have a 1985 Lincoln cent in your collection, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Let's unravel the mystery behind this remarkable piece of American numismatic history. The 1985 Liberty 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, has a legacy that ties directly to one of America's most revered presidents, Abraham Lincoln. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the Indian head cent that had been in circulation since 1859. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was groundbreaking as it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than the traditional representations of liberty. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has undergone several design modifications, including changes to the reverse side and the materials used in its production. By the time 1985 rolled around, the Lincoln cent had already established itself as a staple in American currency. The 1985 penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While most 1985 pennies may appear to be common, there are certain rare errors and special conditions that elevate their value astronomically. The standard 1985 Lincoln cent is made from a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a change that was implemented in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. This shift meant that newer pennies were lighter and more susceptible to wear and tear over time. When it comes to the value of the 1985 Liberty 1-cent coin, condition and rarity play a massive role. The vast majority of these pennies remain in circulation, often overlooked as common pocket change. However, collectors and numismatists have uncovered several variations and errors that make some of these pennies worth hundreds, thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Among the most valuable 1985 pennies are those that exhibit striking errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, and dramatic misalignments. Some of the rarest 1985 Lincoln cents have sold for breathtaking amounts at auctions, proving that sometimes the smallest details can make a world of difference. One of the most sought-after variations of the 1985 Lincoln cent is the doubled die error. A doubled die occurs during the minting process when the die used to stamp the design onto the coin shifts slightly, resulting in a coin with noticeable duplications in its lettering, date, or other features. A well-defined 1985 double-die penny can fetch thousands of dollars in pristine condition, making it one of the holy grails for collectors. Additionally, off-center strikes, where the design is improperly aligned with the coin's surface, can dramatically increase a penny's value, especially if a significant portion of the design is missing while keeping the date intact. Beyond errors, condition is a critical factor in determining a coin's worth. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70, with higher grades commanding premium prices. A 1985 Lincoln cent in circulated condition is typically worth only face value, but if you have one that has been preserved in an uncirculated state, its value can skyrocket. High-grade examples in mint state 67 or higher have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars. In some rare instances, a perfectly preserved specimen with unique qualities has reached values exceeding several $1,000s. Now, let's talk about the big money associated with the 1985 Liberty 1-cent coin. While many standard pennies are worth only a few cents above their face value, some rare and pristine specimens have entered the realm of truly valuable collectibles. The highest recorded auction price for a 1985 penny stands at an astounding amount, as certain exceptional pieces have commanded jaw-dropping prices due to their rarity and impeccable condition. The current market has seen the best of these coins reach an estimated value of $687, making it a highly desirable piece for serious collectors. The significance of the 1985 Lincoln cent extends beyond its monetary value. It is a symbol of American history and resilience, carrying forward the legacy of one of the nation's most respected leaders. For decades, these pennies have been exchanged in countless transactions, passed down through generations, and now serve as a testament to the rich history of U.S. coinage. The thrill of discovering a valuable 1985 penny keeps the passion for coin collecting alive, and every year, more collectors join the hunt in hopes of finding that one special coin hidden in plain sight. So, how can you determine if your 1985 penny is valuable? Start by carefully examining its condition. Look for any unusual markings, errors, or signs of wear. A magnifying glass or microscope can help reveal minute details that might indicate an error variety. Checking the coin's weight can also provide clues, as certain transitional errors where the wrong planchet was used can result in rare finds. Lastly, consider having your coin professionally graded by a reputable numismatic organization such as the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC) to get an accurate assessment of its value. If you come across a rare and valuable 1985 Liberty 1-cent coin, you may want to explore selling it through an auction house, online marketplaces, or coin dealers specializing in rare collectibles. Keep in mind that the value of coins can fluctuate based on demand, market conditions, and historical significance. Investing in rare coins requires research and patience, but the potential rewards can be incredible. In conclusion, the 1985 Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just a common piece of currency. It is a hidden gem that continues to surprise collectors with its rare variations and unexpected worth. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, always keep an eye out for these little treasures. Who knows? The next time you check your pocket change, you might just find a 1985 penny worth a fortune. Happy collecting! Coin collectors and history buffs. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the United States, the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin. You may have encountered this coin in your change jar or even seen it casually passed around, but did you know that it has an incredible history and can be quite valuable? Sit back, grab a snack, and let's take a journey through time to discover everything you need to know about this fantastic piece of American currency. Chapter 1: The birth of the Liberty 1-cent coin. To understand the value of the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin, we first have to look at the history behind the penny. The U.S. 1-cent coin, often referred to as the penny, has been in circulation since 1793. It was originally made of copper and later changed materials over time due to economic needs and resource availability. In 1909, the U.S. Mint introduced the first ever Lincoln penny, a design that is still in use today, albeit in slightly different forms. Fast forward to 1959, when the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth by issuing a new reverse design for the penny. The Lincoln Memorial design, created by artist Frank Gasparo, became a fixture on the back of the penny for several decades, and it was this design that would appear on the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin. Chapter 2: The 1993 coins. Minting. In 1993, the United States Mint produced the Liberty 1-cent coin at the Denver Mint, marked with the D mint mark. This was a standard year in terms of production, but what makes this specific coin significant is the subtle design and slight variations that make it a potential treasure for the right collector. The coin's obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a lasting tribute to the president and the nation's history. Over the years, this coin has been used in countless transactions, from vending machines to casual pocket change, circulating across the United States and making its mark in the everyday lives of millions of people. Chapter 3: Minting. Numbers and circulation. The United States Mint produced billions of pennies each year to meet the demands of the economy, and 1993 was no different. Approximately 5.5 billion pennies were minted that year alone, including the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin. While this seems like a large number, it's essential to remember that the vast majority of these coins entered circulation and were used in everyday transactions. Coins like these can wear down quickly over time, and only a small percentage of the 1993 pennies still remain in pristine condition today. As we move forward into the digital age, more and more pennies are being discarded or retired, which increases the rarity of finding one in excellent condition. Even though there are still millions of 1993 Liberty 1-cent coins in circulation, finding one that is uncirculated, error-free, or in pristine condition can be a challenge for collectors, making it more valuable. Chapter 4: Condition and Grading. Why it matters. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by its condition. This is particularly true for the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin. Over time, coins wear down through use, exposure to the elements, and the general wear and tear of everyday life. However, if you happen to come across a 1993 D penny that is in excellent condition, you may have a coin worth far more than its face value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, mid-condition coin. A coin's grade is determined by its overall appearance, including the level of wear on the surfaces, the preservation of the design, and the clarity of the details. An uncirculated 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin might fetch a higher price than a worn one, and a coin in exceptional condition could be even more valuable if it has been preserved in a protective slab by a trusted grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Chapter 5. The 1993 D penny's market value and worth today. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. The value of the 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin. At face value, a 1993 D penny is worth exactly 1 cent, but its true value lies in its rarity, condition, and collector interest. As a rule of thumb, most 1993 D pennies found in circulation are still worth just 1 cent. However, as we mentioned earlier, a coin in excellent condition or one with unique characteristics may fetch more money. On the secondary market, such as through auction houses or online platforms like eBay, a 1993 D penny in mint condition can command a much higher price. The value for a coin in this condition typically ranges from around $1 to $5, depending on factors like demand and overall quality. In fact, the coin's value has been known to reach a much higher price for certain specimens. For example, some collectors have paid anywhere from $10 to $50 for a well-preserved coin, and there have even been reports of sales where exceptionally rare examples have fetched much more. But here's the real kicker. A particularly high-grade 1993 D penny, graded MS-67 or higher by a respected coin grading service, can see its value skyrocket. Coins of this caliber, with flawless details and pristine surfaces, have been known to sell for up to $446 in today's market. That's right, a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent when it was minted could be worth up to $446 if it has been preserved in perfect condition. Chapter 6. The 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin as an investment. So, why is the 1993 D penny worth more than its face value? Aside from the fact that it's a part of American history, the coin is a rare example of a piece of currency that has captured the attention of collectors. As time goes on and fewer of these coins remain in circulation in top condition, their value will likely continue to rise. If you're someone who enjoys collecting coins, or even someone who is looking for a unique investment opportunity, the 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin could be a great addition to your collection. Coins have long been seen as a form of investment, particularly when they are rare or come from significant historical periods. Given that the 1993 D penny is a product of the 20th century, it represents both the end of an era and the beginning of a new one in American coinage. Collectors understand that the demand for high-quality coins continues to increase as people rediscover the joy of numismatics and the historical significance of each coin. Chapter 7. How to find a valuable 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin. If you're hunting for a valuable 1993 D penny, it's important to be selective. The coin you want to keep an eye out for is one that is well preserved, free of major defects, and ideally still has the sharp details of the design. You can find 1993 D pennies in your everyday pocket change, but the chances of stumbling upon a high-grade specimen are slim. To increase your odds of finding a valuable coin, consider purchasing rolls of pennies from a bank or attending coin shows where collectors and dealers gather. Sometimes, individuals sell their personal collections, and you could be in luck by finding a 1993 D penny that has been well preserved for years. Chapter 8. The future of the 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin. As time passes, the 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin is likely to become even rarer, especially in good condition. Coins in excellent grade may continue to appreciate in value, and it's exciting to think about how the coin could hold up in the long term. With increasing interest in coin collecting and the historical value of certain U.S. coins, the 1993 D penny may eventually become a highly sought-after piece of Americana. commanding prices well above $446 in the future. Conclusion. So there you have it, a deep dive into the history, value, and potential worth of the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, this coin holds significant value and historical importance in the world of numismatics. If you ever come across a pristine example, hold on to it. It could very well be worth much more than a simple penny. Thank you for watching this in-depth video on the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing content about coin collecting, their history, and their market worth. Have you ever found a valuable penny in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. If you're a coin enthusiast or just a curious collector, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern US history, the 1999 Liberty 1-cent coin. It might look like just another penny in your pocket, but this little coin holds an incredible history and surprising value that you might not expect. And who knows? After learning about this coin, you might even start scouring your change to find one yourself. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the rich history, the value, and the potential worth of the 1999 Liberty 1-cent coin. Part 1. The history of the 1999 Liberty 1-cent coin. The year 1999 marked an important period in American coinage, as it represented the final year of the 20th century. The U.S. Mint had been producing pennies with the same designs since 1909, and in 1999, the Liberty 1-cent coin was still adhering to the familiar design that was originally crafted by Victor David Brenner. But this wasn't just any year for the penny. The late 1990s saw a significant transformation in the design landscape of U.S. coins. The Mint had already begun releasing commemorative designs like the state quarters, which celebrated the individual state's unique history and culture. In fact, the 1999 penny was struck during this time of transition, as the U.S. Mint was preparing to unveil new designs for the upcoming state quarter program. Despite these changes, the 1999 penny maintained the same traditional design that we've all come to know and love. On the obverse side, we still have the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's image has been a part of the penny since 1909, and it continues to be one of the most recognizable portraits on U.S. coinage. On the reverse, the 1999 penny retained the familiar design of the Union Shield, which had been a part of U.S. coinage since 1909. The reverse of the penny showcases a shield with a scroll inscribed with the words, E pluribus unum, and an olive branch on one side and a bundle of arrows on the other. This design symbolizes the strength and unity of the United States. The D mint mark on the coin signifies that it was struck at the Denver Mint. Coins produced at this mint are often associated with some of the most widely circulated and collectible coins in U.S. history. Part 2. Understanding the 1999 penny's value. Now that we've covered the history, let's talk about the value of the 1999 Liberty 1-cent coin. At first glance, this penny may seem like just another piece of change. After all, it's worth only 1 cent in face value. However, like many coins in the world of numismatics, certain pennies, especially those with specific characteristics, can become far more valuable than their face value. You see, most 1999 pennies that you encounter in circulation are going to be worth around 1 cent. So why does this coin have such a special place in the coin collecting world? The value of the 1999 Liberty 1-cent is determined by several factors, including its rarity, condition, and demand from collectors. You may come across a coin in good circulation, one that is worn down with scratches and other damage. These types of coins are usually not worth much more than face value. However, certain versions of the 1999 penny, particularly those that are well preserved or possess unusual features, can command a much higher price. For example, if a 1999 penny is in excellent condition, such as uncirculated or in near mint state, it can be worth much more than the typical penny. These uncirculated versions are often sought after by collectors who are looking to complete their sets of Lincoln cents or other U.S. coins. In fact, A 1999 D penny in gem quality, uncirculated condition can fetch a price of anywhere between $10 and $15, depending on the market and demand. But that's not all. The real magic of this coin comes into play when we look at the rare variants of the 1999 D penny. Certain coin collectors have been able to find 1999 D pennies with unique features or errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting flaws. These rare error coins can be worth significantly more, sometimes reaching several $100s, depending on the severity of the error and the interest of collectors. At the time of this recording, the 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin, in good or average circulation condition, can usually be found in the market for between 10 cents and 50 cents. But coins in pristine condition with no wear, scuffs, or scratches can easily fetch prices that are closer to $10 to $15. However, what makes this coin even more intriguing is that in some rare cases, certain uncirculated versions or error coins have been known to reach extraordinary prices. Part 3: The Big Money. Why the 1999 D penny can be worth $4.74 now. Here's where things get interesting. While most 1999 D pennies are worth a few cents or dollars at most, there have been cases where coins in exceptional condition have fetched staggering amounts on the open market. Believe it or not, a 1999 D penny has been known to sell for as much as $474 at auction. This might seem unbelievable at first, but it makes sense when you consider the rarity and demand for pristine, highly collectible coins. Coins in perfect, uncirculated condition, with no signs of wear or damage, are highly prized by collectors. A coin like this, along with rare varieties and mint errors, can quickly become a sought-after treasure. In addition to this, certain factors can greatly increase the value of a coin like the 1999 D penny. The rarity of a coin plays a huge role. Even though millions of 1999 D pennies were minted, the number of uncirculated specimens in perfect condition is relatively limited. As time goes on, fewer and fewer of these pristine coins will remain in circulation, and the demand from collectors will drive the value higher. If you happen to come across a 1999 D penny that shows signs of being in mint condition, meaning it's free of any scratches, nicks, or discoloration, you could potentially be sitting on a small fortune. In fact, you might be able to sell that coin for hundreds of dollars at an auction or directly to a collector who is looking to complete their collection. Additionally, if you happen to find a version of the 1999 D penny that contains a minting error, such as an off-center strike or a double die, your coin could skyrocket in value. In fact, certain error coins like this have been known to fetch hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars from eager collectors. But even without an error, a pristine 1999 D penny is still valuable. Part 4: How to spot a valuable 1999 D penny. Now that we've covered the history and value of the 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin, let's talk about how you can identify a valuable version of this penny. If you're on the lookout for a rare or high-value penny, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Condition: the higher the quality of the coin, the more it will be worth. Look for pennies that are free of scratches, dents, or discoloration. Coins that are in pristine condition will be much more valuable than those that are heavily worn. Mint errors. As we mentioned earlier, mint errors are a great way to increase the value of your coin. Look out for signs of off-center strikes, double dies, or any other unusual markings that may indicate an error during the minting process. Rarity. Keep in mind that while millions of 1999 D pennies were minted, many of them were circulated and are no longer in mint condition. A penny that has remained in circulation for over 20 years will likely have some wear, but if you can find one in exceptional condition, it may be worth much more. Part 5: Final thoughts on the 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin. To wrap it all up, the 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of American coinage that has much more value than meets the eye. While most of these coins will only be worth their face value or slightly more, certain well-preserved or error coins can command impressive prices on the market. If you happen to have a 1999 D penny in your collection or come across one in your pocket change, make sure to inspect it closely. It could be worth a lot more than you think, especially if it's in pristine condition or has a rare minting error. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, the 1999 D-penny is a coin worth paying attention to. So, the next time you dig through your spare change, keep an eye out for this little treasure. You might just be holding on to a valuable piece of U.S. history. If you have any 1999 D-pennies in your collection, let us know in the comments below.